And I just thought, seeing as, wow, what a year! What an amazing, amazing year. And I have to say, hi babe, I am super, super grateful. He's running away. Super, super grateful for the year that's been. Boy, has it been a wild year. Do you know, at this time last year, I was really going, oh, if this doesn't change, I'm out of here, because my hip was like disintegrating, and hooks digging into me from the inside. I couldn't even walk on beaches, like my body couldn't do sand. I mean, it was really radical. And wow, we live in the forest, and there's a really steep walk down to the creek, and I scale that, and I'm climbing over rocks now, and it's just, yeah, very different. Very, very different. I was just looking, we recently got our stuff out of storage. We bought our own container. So we've got it here because we rented this beautiful, it was an Airbnb, but we've rented it long term, and this haven in the forest. But it really was actually built as an Airbnb, so storage isn't good. So we got a container ourselves, which is just brilliant. And of course, we're pulling out bits and pieces as we go. And I pulled out this book, which is Sacred Mirrors, the Visionary Art of Alex Gray. And I know a lot of you will know Alex's work, which is absolutely incredible. But I've been, thinking about the multi-dimensionality of it all. And I'm really highly aware of this, as I don't know if you know about New Zealand, apart from its beauty, like what's going on in relation to for people who are not vaccinated or pro-choice. There are businesses that are operating, like food places are only operating as takeaways because they're not allowed to have unvaccinated people in them. That kind of thing. Look at my hair. Rick and I are going to start cutting each other's hair, ta-ta, because we're not allowed into hairdressers, and we live in the far north of New Zealand, and so we don't have a huge network here yet. We've only been here a couple of months, but I haven't found any undercover hairdressers yet, so we're going to be doing each other's. We've both kind of had a bit to do with cutting hair many, many moons ago, so we reckon we're going to do all right. But it's led me to really look at the different realities that go on. Because for me, my life continues to get better. It's really quite ironic. And I've had some sketchy moments during the year, like looking at what was going on and slightly freaking out here and there. And then really coming to terms with, I've just got to really focus on my journey, and raising my consciousness of doing the things that fill me with joy. And when you have a lot of restrictions, it's really interesting to see, okay, well, what's really important to me and what really does bring me joy. And it's been quite a task getting myself to engage with social media again in any serious way, because I really love the forest, and I really love being in nature and playing, and I've been doing a fair amount of that. Also, I really know that there is stuff that I really have to share, and I've had a few friends give me a bit of a boot also, that like the contributions required. So not out of obligation at all. I'm just kind of giving myself a bit of a push to re-engage. Anyway, back to Alex Gray. If you know me, you all know that, this connects to that, connects to this, connects to that. Because he was someone who was really aware of, see what I mean, of multidimensionality. Gosh, look at his artwork. And also in the human interaction with that, you know, and there's so much going on right now. And we are not all going to have the same reality. We're not all going to be having the same experience because we're all in different places making different choices. And I may have chosen to engage with a deepening, ever deepening study with consciousness and connection with that for many years. And I've recently met people who are only just starting to engage in that and starting to spread their awareness that perhaps things are not just as they thought they were on the surface. And I do feel for people at times, you know, diving into that journey now. And when I saw this image, yeah, it just spoke to me, and I thought, I'm going to share this with you. And this is just a couple of lines from the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Thine own consciousness, shining, void, and inseparable from the great body of radiance, hath no birth nor death, and is the immutable, boundless light. And this, my friends, is the image. You can find this. Oh gosh, the reverse. Oh, around that way. Isn't that amazing? I highly recommend that you seek this out because the layers and layers and layers that are there within this, it's delicious. The webs, yeah, the matrix, the universal mind lattice is what it's called. You know, and we're all connected with that. We're all a part of that. And this body is only a moment in the greater scheme. And what a freaking moment. My God. Far out. More and more, I am just so grateful to be here right now in this body. And a key element for right now is gratitude. It always is, and there's always more to it. But any anxiety, any angst that you're feeling, any frustration, any fear cannot stand, cannot hold itself within your field if you step into true gratitude. Connect. I have this great little power of 3. Stop. So stop the thinking, stop the acting, stop the speaking, stop, breathe. Because breath, oh my God, the power of breath. I will do a little sidebar on breath in a moment. The power of breath, so breathe. And breathe deep, not shallowly. Breathe deep into your belly. Expand out like a bellows, you know, like allow your stomach to relax and hang and fill it with air. And as you breathe out, add some sound. It can be gentle sound. It can be a roar, you know. Sometimes I roar. Sometimes my partner and I roar at each other. And growl at each other. You know, since we've been doing that, we actually argue much less. You know, we get a bit, you know, you're doing something or whatever. But it's really like the power of that, of your sound, of vocalizing your sound. And consciousness is not all about the Zen, that part is awesome. But consciousness includes everything. So all of that Yeah? And that angst and that frustration, and seriously, how often is it not even anything to do with you? Like you're picking up on so much around you. You know, so much awareness, and when you bring that into your field and then into your body and hold it in there, life gets extremely confusing and frustrating and can be really sad and depressing and isolating, all of those things. You know, when you connect with your body and you breathe, hand over heart can just be such a good thing. A dear friend of mine had her 30, I think he can't remember his exact age, but around that 30s, and he chose suicide. I wow, I mean wow. I've had two brothers choose suicide, and I know that what that was like for me, to be a parent and have that, mind blowing. She said to me, for her and her husband, particularly those first few weeks, that power of three, the stop, breathe, go to gratitude, saved their asses so many times and really assisted in getting through some extremely heavy duty moments. Now, they had a big journey that I'm sure still continues, but they're really doing well, you know. But it may sound simple, but don't discount the power in something that is simple, or the challenge of actually following through with that, yeah, and not just reacting, not just being in reaction, but being present. Breathe, breathe out, add sound, and allow your body to show you what's required, because it will show you how you need to cry, how you need to yell. You need to just make silly noises, whatever it is that's required at that point. It might also give you the awareness to be moving your body. You know, just that act in itself does. Then when you step to gratitude and you really, really step into gratitude. You can't hold being pissed off with your partner or with the people next door who are either unvaccinated and you're vaccinated and have your shit, or they're vaccinated and you're unvaccinated and you have your judgments and your shit within that. Yeah. Because judgment doesn't create. So anything, you know, this power of three, stop, breathe, gratitude, there is so much in it, yeah, that just will change everything. Absolutely changes everything. And the more you do it, the more it changes, yeah. And I know this because I practice it, yeah, and I get better and better and better at it. You know, I was listening to Dale, I can't remember his name, it was on the Arise Humanity YouTube channel, an interview that Medine did, and he was saying we're all, what was it? Oh, we're all fucked up. Something along those lines. You know, like, none of us are perfect. That's not what it's about. Not at all. We don't have to be. But we can stop being at the effect of everything around us and choose what's going to create more. Choose the people, choose the places and the spaces. You know, I'm so grateful. I really wanted to come north. Rick wasn't totally as enthusiastic as me, and yet he was the one who found this place and brought us up here. And the gift and the challenges in receiving that gift have been huge as well. Yeah. Once we step out of this like treadmill of being in reaction, especially those automatic responses, wow, you know, like where we're, and look, I still do it. You know, there's still stuff. And with my partner particularly, he's the same. You know, I think if you're in a relationship and living with somebody, it's one of the great challenges and one of the great gifts when you're both willing to be looking at shit. You really see, oh God, how many areas you still have these little auto response systems happening. My God. But when you're engaging in this way, it really gives you way more space to connect with that image, yeah, the universal mind lattice, yeah. Ah, beautiful. Thank you, Melanie. It was really beautiful to have you here too. Let's catch up sometime and do a little, one-on-one chat. That would be beautiful. Thank you. So, power of 3. Stop what you're doing in all areas. Breathe. Make some sound. And move into gratitude. Awesome. Great. Love you, darling. Yeah, make some sound. Be gratitude. Be gratitude. Practice gratitude. For the last probably 3 months, I've been doing something with a couple of different people to keep it rolling. And every day, most days, we miss the odd day, but most days, we actually send each other 3 brags. So 3 things we've achieved that we're rather pleased about. Can be super simple. Yeah. 3 gratitude points and 3 desires. It's pretty full on. It's pretty full on, and it really does add something to your life. So there are so many things available to assist us in this. But the power of 3. Stop, breath, breathe with sound, maybe movement, and gratitude. Yeah, stop, breathe, gratitude. That's what you got to remember. And hand over heart. Because this little beauty, remember that we have 3 brains. We actually do have 3 brains, 3 areas of neural wiring that mimic this brain, but don't have the head tripping that this one does. So that's your heart and your gut. So, you connect with that. You connect with your heart. You stop. You breathe. You go to gratitude. You're actually rewiring, aren't you? Yeah? Starts to have effect on so many levels. Yeah. Anyway, that's today. Tomorrow I have a wonderful event happening, and I invite you to join. It's going to be so much fun and so dynamic. My God, the energy on it is delightful. Hello, Chantal. Thank you for the Christmas trees. And I really should have got prepared and put the link up, but I'll put that later. But the Sachi Alliance. Now, alliance means coming together to create something, actually, which is why I chose the word. And Sachi is what I've called these events. So it's sound, activation, clearing, holistic expansion. So looking at expanding everything, yeah, to bring more ease, more space, more vitality, more clarity, all the good stuff, and a real, let's acknowledge, but not going too much to the crap, but acknowledging and really a process of identifying in the moment some of those areas, and you don't even have to identify them really, going through a process, looking at the global stage and your own personal life to release, yeah, and to really jump into the future, yeah, the creating our own timelines. I've had many experiences with this over the years, and funnily enough, I will let it kind of fade. and not be onto it, but no more. You know, that's been a really big part of my life, particularly the last couple of years, longer probably. But I know this year, with having a new hip and going through that whole recovery process, reconnection with my body, with orgasmic energy, yeah, that's been, yeah, it is going to be, ooh, Chantel. And I really want to ignite that more in everyone. Oh my God, I could just go on and on, really. I probably should stop there. And I'll keep coming on and having chats, because obviously once I start, there's so much I do want to share. But this whole, it is time about the rise of the divine feminine. Yeah. The energy is connected with that, and women have been suppressed for thousands of years. Really, truly. And we're way overdue, and it's happening, but we want to amp it up, and women have a really big role to play in this. So do men. But we women, I think, even the Dalai Lama said, it's women that's going to actually save the world. I don't really think of it so much like that, but I do know that even from my own experience, the more that I have connected with the power of my own body, orgasmic energy, all of the sexual zones of women, I'm a nicer person. I really am. And I'm having a lot more fun, and life is a lot easier. So I really want to ignite a lot of that energy tomorrow in the Sachi Alliance. So I don't know if I got through the whole thing. God, all over the shop, aren't I? It's sound activation, clearing, holistic expansion event. I did actually. So to close with a little bit of channeled writing from yesterday. Out and about, within and without. Foretelling futures comes easy for some. Look to the west of you, left of the left to you. Dally with magic. It's time for the fun. Dig deep beyond where sleep is just resting, or blanking the mind to what you know. Ask to remember with all channels open, trusting yourself, your knowing, to call out all that isn't, the brightness of consciousness, in with the power and strength that is love. Now is the moment, the time for living the life that you know with gratitude is. So much love to you all. Would love to see you tomorrow. Please come join me. And now I have to work out how to get out of here. There it is, the end live video button.